What's up, bitches? Okay, so this week I want to start it off with our dreams first. So we're not gonna have our little jingle. We already had our intro song. So the reason why I want to start with the dreams is because I made my man wait all day to tell me a dream that I guess was pretty epic or something. Can you ask it for me? So, do you remember your dream still?
Yeah.
You still asked on yourself.
So, you guys need some backstory to this. So yesterday,
No, we're gonna tell them about what happened.
yeah, we have to tell them
Why?
because it's still fresh. It's still news. 702 bringing it to you first.
No, how about just say something happened to it? Don't give out what happened.
So something happened to my vehicle, and basically, it had me so fucked up that in my dream, like, I would think we went to sleep like 2-3 hours later, like. And basically, in my dream, I dreamed about my car getting broken into, which was crazy because we weren't even in this house. Like, I don't even think we were in this, like, the state. I'm pretty sure we were in
We
Cali.
weren't like at your mom's house or nothing either.
No, we were like in California, and there was like some random ass house. Like, I don't even know whose house it was, type shit. So
Better know who knows.
I basically was asleep inside with my lady, and I fucking walk outside for some random reason, and I go to my car, and all
we
my
were
windows.
asleep and you woke up.
Yeah, and like all my windows were down in my car, so I was like, "Yo, that's kind of weird." So when I go into like get into my car and shit, my radio's like on the floor. There's no like radio. There's no nothing like on my dash. Everything's taken apart and
They
shit.
didn't take it. They just took it apart.
Yeah. So I was like, "What the fuck?" And then I looked at the steering wheel, and it wasn't even my steering wheel. So I was like, "Hold on, this might not even be my car." Like, and I put the key in and I started it up. So I was like, "Hold on." Like, maybe it's not my car.
So
but I have
you
to go
had the
find my
key
car.
for it, so it was your car. In your
Right,
dream,
yeah.
you still didn't know it was your car, though.
Yeah, like in my dream, like nothing in there, like the steering wheel, the pedals, like it was a manual and shit like that. So I was like, dude, this isn't my car, but like I have to go find my car.
Okay.
And I was on some John Wick shit on that moment, like. So basically, I started like going out to try to find my car, and I finally see it, and like it's tuned up and everything. And I'm like, oh shit, like they really took my car and like made it theirs, you know. And I fucking go after him, start chasing him and shit. And like, I don't know how, but I think it was like a wall. They were like both drifting like against it. And he like pushed my car into it, and like something through the wall like came out and stabbed me. And yeah, I woke up.
Like one of those Looney Tune walls?
No, like
Or just a plain
like
wall?
Final Destination type shit. Like something was on the other side, like a wood or a metal beam or something.
Uh-huh.
And like when I went through it, like went through me.
So that's when you woke up?
Yeah. But that was crazy.
Maybe you dreamt that the windows were down because I left your window down yesterday.
I don't know.
But
But like my car looked all kind of like, it looked different, but at the same time it looked fucked up. Like there was
was
shit
it
wrong
fixed
with
up
it.
the way you want it fixed up? The way you've been saying you were going to fix it up? Or was it just something completely different?
It was like different, but I knew it was my car. Like it's weird. It was just like a black one. Like, come on now.
Huh. So it wasn't bad. It was good because they fixed up your car for you?
But I died, so I didn't
Oh,
even get to
true.
drive it. So, R.I.P. Yeah, my lady was at home still asleep.
You was with Paul Walker after that?
Okay.
Well,
Tammy was over here having a rest mode.
I was knocked out. Wait, so like when you were seeing that you were asleep, you seen us like from another, like outside of your body, or
No,
you
like-
were in your body next to me?
I was in my body next to you, and I woke up, and I was like, what the fuck? So I went outside for some reason, and like as soon as I got into my car, like I seen the windows down, and I started freaking out. And once I got in there, it was like taken apart, so I was like, what the fuck? And then once I put the key in there, I was like, okay, so like,
Fuck your stereo.
yeah, I was like, so how the fuck does it work and shit? Like,
Didn't even fucking take it. Just threw that shit on the floor. A straight up fuck you. Um. So the crazy thing is, for a couple of episodes, I haven't had dreams, but I made it all up in this 1 week. I
Yeah.
had 3 dreams. I have 3 dreams to give. Um, the most recent one. Basically, what are those ponds that people have outside their house with like orange fishes?
Ponds.
But what
Miniature
are the
ponds.
fishes?
Oh, goldfish.
No,
They're orange. Like the orange and white ones.
the big ones, not a
Oh, I
goldfish.
don't know what
Like
they're called, but I
coil
know.
or coral.
Yeah, coil fish, I believe.
Okay, so I was in like wherever those are in the nature, and I was swimming with them, and honestly all I was doing was getting my phone and just going underwater and recording them for a good minute, and I just spent a good amount of dream just swimming with them and recording them.
Damn. Have you ever dreamed about like going into the ocean, like on some mermaid shit?
Not that I can remember, but that sounds fun. But I feel like I would wake up not because I'm just, because I stopped breathing, because already thinking about it has my mouth all fucked up. But if I'm dreaming that I'm in water, I think I'll be thinking that I'm drowning, and then I'll stop breathing, so my body will be like, and then I'll wake up type of thing. I've never dreamt of me in the ocean though.
I think that would be hella cool.
To dream you're in the ocean.
Yeah, like seeing all the old shit that's like at the bottom.
Well, I
What
was
way you
swimming
can.
though, but I wasn't like down there. I would just go in and out. That was my recent one. But which one came first? Monster. Okay, and then so that was my recent one. The one before that one, it's spooky season and this dream is very, very spooky. I'm trying to set the mood on the mic. So I had a dream that there was like, how did it start again? I was at my uncle's house. I was at my Theo's house, and I'm closing my eyes and I'm rewatching this whole thing, and it makes it feel a little more scary. Whew. Okay, so, but I feel like that's the best way I can remember it is just right now closing my eyes because I rewatched the whole thing. So I'm there, and then we're outside playing or something, and then there's like these the best way I explained it was the flash, like when he's vibrating in one spot and he's blurry, so it looked like that, a big black figure doing that type of stuff. And it was one big one, a big black one and a small black one, and one had like blue eyes and the other one had red, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know, but they just had like glowing eyes, and but they were just shaking shadows basically. And so we're playing outside, and then I don't know where they start running towards us, but they're built like Steve from Minecraft. Like they're just big box built, like body built. And so but they run super fast, and like their hands, you could see their hands like when people go like
Right,
they were
right.
running like that to us. And like when the thing is, when I was watching them at first, I seen them like they were in front of me, but when they started running, the perspective changed in my dream, and I was watching them from an angle, like just how fast and scary they were running towards me. And so um and then we ran inside. Okay, and this is a part I didn't tell you about my dream, and the part that I haven't really told nobody, because even I was like, what the fuck are they doing? So when we ran inside the house, I'm over here scared as fuck trying to figure out what the fuck to do. And then meantime, when my cousins come in, like they go towards the kitchen and they just start building like a pillow fort, and like, but there was disco lights inside, and it was just like they just got down and started partying. And I'm over here like, so we're just not gonna act like two big ass demons are trying to get us. And so after that, I was just by myself. And then after that, what happened? Oh, after that, I seen my Theo come running in, and like he, well, not running in, he ran out. And when he ran out, the door slammed shut, because he wanted to go see who was chasing after us. So the door slammed shut, and then when I seen the door slam shut, I tried to open it because I wanted to see if he was okay. And then when I tried to open it, the door was pulling, like somebody was pulling on the door, like not somebody but just strong energy.
Mm-hmm.
And he's all like, close the door. So he's all like, don't let it in. And so when I started feeling that thing pull closer, okay, we saw Twilight together. Not Twilight. We saw Teen Wolf. Yeah, because we saw the movie. So it was like Lydia. Like if you guys watch Teen Wolf, she's a banshee, and like banshees like use their voice. They're like sirens, like what people say mermaids do and stuff like that. Like they use their voices, their power. So obviously, my big ass mouth, I started yelling like I used all my energy in a yell to be like, get out. And then like at one point, whew, it got crazy. So I yelled as hard as I could, but it literally felt like my actual body's like throat, my throat was actually like moving. And so when I did that, like at the end of it, like after a decent ass yell, I was like, get the fuck out or something. Like I cussed at it. And once I cussed at it, my uncle came running in, and he was all like, the door closed, and then he's all like, get away from the door now. And I was like, let me close the metal door. Like if it was gonna do a difference to you. Because then once I grabbed the metal door, we were at my house. Like I was in my house, so I had grabbed the metal door and I closed it. And when I seen like through the screen door, like all I seen was lights and a car like going full throttle. So I moved. I finished closing the door and I moved.
She said, "Let me make sure it's locked."
I did lock it
Oh
though.
my god.
And so when I was leaving, like the car came crashing into the house, and like it the big ass thing just came at me, and like fuck, what happened? I think it stabbed me. How did I tell you it killed me? I just can't remember how. I think it
You didn't
stabbed.
tell me.
Oh no 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 no! It didn't stab me. I told you that it picked me up and just started throwing me all across the room. Like it started smacking me on every single wall around the house, and then I died. And then is that how it ended? But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. It was
When you told me that, it reminded me of that scene of the Avengers where Hulk
Hulk.
grabs Loki and just starts smacking him back and forth.
No, but literally, like he was built like that. But like it was just they were both scary. But the big ass one is the one that just grabbed me. It was like poom poom poom. But it was like the second that I like cussed at it, I was like, bet. Mhm.
When you told me that you cussed at it and your uncle ran in, I was like, "A mí me estás diciendo quítate?"
I forgot which. Oh, it was my dad's other brother. Not this one, the other one. Because we
Oh.
were at his house with my cousins. And yeah, it was just like. But what was so crazy is like they really. I didn't tell nobody about this in the dream, but they really just went and like they were partying in the back. Why the fuck didn't I go party? Why'd I have to be over here fighting with demons? Like they're over here like unsi unsi.
Were you ever a kid and built a fort and thought there were monsters outside? And if you go outside the fort, they would get you?
Mm-mm. I never built a fort.
Are you serious?
You built forts when you were a kid?
Hell yeah. And then I built my Legos inside. Couldn't go outside of it. Especially rainy days. Oh, hell yeah.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
that's some real cute kid shit.
Right?
Must be nice.
Okay. You had
Yeah,
cousins, I had me.
They left me behind. They went to go party. Shit. Who gives a fuck about what they're doing? So
She didn't get an invite to the club.
that's the thing. Like they just as soon as we got in, like it was just like they were NPCs. They just walked away and just out of nowhere they built a whole ass little club, but it looked like a fort. It was literally a fort, but in the kitchen was basically all pillows and shit and blankets, and then like you just seen lights. Just it's just because that dream has me freaked out. Okay, and then the one before that, that one was this is like some scary shit, guys. So this is very, very spooky. Um, from what I can remember, all around the world, like this was like not just in my dream, not just in Vegas, like this was all around the world. Um, there was guys and girls were separated. Like they like I don't know who controlled the whole world, but the controllers and shit, they separated the men's and the females. So like in cages and like basically like okay, you know how in Guardians of the Galaxy how Raccoon like where he was first at with his friends?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked like that,
Okay.
but for the people. And damn, this is pretty messed up. So the girls were getting dissected and done stuff too, and like just getting taken apart. And the guys were literally like they were just there, like always. They're just there doing nothing. So,
Okay. What the fuck?
I'm just kidding. So the girls are getting dissected and stuff, and somehow you found a way to get into like my cage or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And but it was so weird because like it would also go to like you were playing on games with like the other people that were in there, the other guys, and then like all the girls were
Wait, what kind of games was I playing?
like you guys were playing video games.
Okay.
And then we all ended up smoking together, like all your friends and me. That's what was so weird. We were all here still kicking it, but it was like everywhere else, shit was going down. And
Alright.
then how did it end? I have a voice recording of it.
You
Yeah.
never told me this one.
No.
No.
Should I play the voice recording on the mic?
Put it on the mic.
Okay. If it sounds nasty when I listen back to this, I'll just go ahead and just put the voice recording in there. Let's see. I had a dream that I don't know who was there, but basically most of the girls were locked up. Well, basically the girls were locked up, and the boys were like roaming around, and basically I talked about it right when I woke up. Like dissected in a way and stuff, and like my man ended up sneaking in with me and like staying with me in my room, and
Big ol' yawn.
Making friends with the people across from us in their room. It was like two guys. They all ended up playing their games together, and we ended up smoking together. And even though they were like beating everybody's ass, while all the girls, the girls, they would lock them up, beat their ass, do all kinds of shit to them. So we ended up escaping and like going like to like this hotel or some shit, a casino. And once I got there, I woke up. But everywhere around the world, like the girls were just getting beat up and locked up. Why do I sound like a guy when he has a good morning voice? Why are you laughing?
Because the way you said it.
But yeah, I only said beat their ass because that's literally like what they were just doing it, like beating every woman senselessly. It was insane. And I was just like, when is it going to be my turn? Like, I was so scared. But yeah, guys, that's my dream. It was pretty scary. What do you think? Which one's your favorite?
Probably the last one.
Okay. Huh.
Well, just because of the fact that
well,
you're
like
always
the one
talking,
I just talked about?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Because you're always talking shit about guys, so that's probably why nothing was happening to us. Your mind said Uno reverse.
I don't even know if I should cut this out.
But probably the one with the vibrating things, because that shit would be fucking creepy. I wonder
I
if you
think
like.
it really was demons though. Like it was just like no way. The energy felt so real. Like if not demons, something, but like honestly, the energy felt really, really strong.
But you know how like kids have
Imagine
like pure energy. I wonder.
kids.
Yeah, like you know how they say this kids have like the purest
Uh
energy.
huh.
I wonder if you would have went into like the fort, if you would have been like, okay, you know what I'm saying?
Oh.
Like that's why they weren't worried, because
Huh.
they were like, we can overpower it.
No, because my cousins are older than me. And I seen the biggest one like be the last one to walk in. No.
Hold on. So you're telling me your older cousins built a fort?
That's what I'm saying. It was so
How old were they?
weird. My cousins, they were like in their 20s somethings. I'd be down to build a fort right now, but like later 20s. And yeah. Well, now they're not, but in the dream they were. Bringing it back to like my dream, like with demons and ghosts and all that. Um would you be down to like, since we're trying to look for a spot, let's say like we find the one, like this is our place, like we want it so bad, but it's haunted. Would you still want it or
I mean, I would be down, but I could see like that would be kind of hard because if it is your dream house, I mean,
I think like if you get it, like it depends, like I don't know, because if you already
I
have
wouldn't want to.
kids, then no. But what if you have kids after?
Well, like I would even want to know the history of the house because then it's like, what happens if it was like a murdered house? Or
Well,
like,
either way, it's haunted. So, like, would you want a haunted house?
no, fuck no. Imagine like having
What
stairs
if it
and
was a mansion, a cheap ass mansion, the value of a house, but it's a mansion? You got acres, pools, rooms.
I would be down, but like, fuck, that would be scary. Not gonna lie. Imagine like you're out in the fields and shit, and out of nowhere your tractor just starts going towards you and shit.
Have you ever seen Children of the Cornfield or Corn Maze or something like that?
No.
It's basically like a town like your town, and like the kids in the corn maze are like low key killers and stuff like that, and nobody enters a town and comes back alive.
Oh, so it is like my town.
Okay. But honestly, I think like if I were to be in a haunted house, like I would not want to be there either. Even if it's cheap, even a mansion, like I feel like if I'm already in a place where I feel have you ever you've been in a haunted house? I
I'd be
haven't,
over
but
here like Santa Maria.
But I mean, it would be kind of cool to live in a haunted house. I'm not gonna lie. If you get along with your ghost, you know what I'm saying? Like, if
that's
he's
okay.
not
I was about
haunting
to
you, like
say
that would be dope.
because you know how we're gonna talk about the how the sphere is gonna have AI robots
Oh yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
stuff like that. That they're
That shit's scarier than ghosts, I think, in my own opinion.
that's what I was gonna ask you. So like, since AI is kind of like starting to get conscious,
Right.
can like a spirit jump into the AI's consciousness and take over the robot?
No, because it's a different conscience.
But spirits can already take control of objects.
Well,
It's a robot. It's an object and
well,
it's
yeah,
conscious.
that is true.
We're all conscious objects. So if you haven't heard, the Sphere in Las Vegas, they're gonna have robots that greet you as soon as you walk in, and they're gonna be like the world's most advanced humanoid robot, like according to them. So they're gonna show like facial expressions. They're gonna move, walk, shake your hand, whatever, point you in the right direction, and it's like that's.
Well,
I don't know how I'd feel about getting greeted by a robot.
Well, have you ever seen the movie I, Robot with Will Smith?
Well, yeah, everybody always brings that same one up, and it's I don't
That's
know,
what
but
I-
now thinking about like, can ghosts hack a robot or jump into a robot?
Just with like the big ass problem you said, what was it, 2 weeks ago when
Sorry, guys, there's a fighter jet. Oh shit, there's 4 jets. Not 4 jets, but like 4 of the ones that look like triangles.
jets?
4 of them just flew by the house. Sick as fuck. I don't know if we're about to go to war, but
Eastside going to war with the boys.
that shit was insanely cool. Out my window, guys. But yeah, how would you like? I
Well,
don't
like I
know.
was saying, like 2 weeks ago when you were talking about the MGM being hacked and it's still going on, you know. Like imagine those things
Ooh,
getting hacked.
the robots. Like,
Like,
what if they can fucking put everybody hostage or
well, that's
something?
the thing. Like they're completely metal, so it's like no matter what, they're overpowering you.
Damn.
That's why it's
Imagine you like check in, or oh, it's not a hotel. Who knows? Imagine you leave their coat with them and then they're fucking pickpocketing you and stuff
well, like right
for your
now it's
chargers.
just like being your what's it called? Not a
Your
waiter, but
greeter.
your greeter. But imagine later on when it's like, oh yeah, they'll take the car over to the parking lot for you, and they slowly
Hell
are
no, you
starting to
ain't
reach.
driving my car.
Well, like
The
you said,
Tesla's all like, bitch, you don't gotta touch me.
well, it's like you said, or imagine like if Tesla makes like their own robots to help you in everyday life things. Like I feel like we're slowly going into that Wall-E slash
Would you want a
iRobot
robot,
era.
or would you want to be changed into doing robotic things?
I wouldn't want a robot. No, that
So
shit's like no.
you would want to be changed into a robot? It's one or the other. Either way, the technology is gonna take over. Would you want to be the robot, or would you want the robot?
Cyborg. I'd become the cyborg.
True.
All right.
So that's exactly what I'm saying. So if they can already mix technology into us, what's to say that the other elements that are inside of us can't jump into the technology?
What do you mean?
Like,
Like consciousness and
yeah.
feelings?
Like if you've seen the show 100, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you know how Allie has the chip where
Uh-huh.
her girlfriend's in it and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like a robot thing,
Right.
or like she died and then her consciousness is in the chip. No, something like that. I don't know what it is. That type of stuff, to where the consciousness itself is into the chip now.
Well, I mean that would be pretty cool, but at the same time, it's like I thought about it, and then it's goes back to okay, you would have to sacrifice somebody in your lifetime to have that chip. You see what I'm saying?
No, because you're getting a robot's chip.
Well, if you're becoming a robot, then like I don't know. That's kind of it stops evolution in a way. After becoming a robot, what the fuck else can you become? You can't go back to becoming a human.
True. At that point, you're not even human anymore.
Well, yeah, because then you can't continue creating other people. That was
But then again, Chucky's a spirit that went into a doll, and he still had children. So what's to say that you won't have little cyborgs?
jeez.
Or what if like your kids still come out human? That's kind of crazy.
That would be.
But yeah, so the Sphere is gonna go ahead and get robots. If you guys come to Vegas, just know, we already got our guard up. So you want to fuck with us? We'll send our robots after you. But
Instead of us playing normal football, our Raiders football team is going to be robots next year.
maybe they'll win. I'm just kidding. I love the Raiders. Shout out to y'all. But come on. Okay, so oh sorry, Ranger. But like speaking of like the shows and stuff like that, Netflix is gonna come out with a new show based on the Squid Games. They're not necessarily gonna kill you, but it's gonna be exactly like Squid Games, like the same fucking layout and everything, where it's like 456 people like competing for that big fucking million 4 point
4 million, I think.
4.56 million.
Yeah,
I think so. It's the same number as amount of people. So like in the article that I read, somebody was all like, sadly you're not gonna get eliminated like in the game, which was like okay. But yeah, so people are actually gonna win for that prize, and it's like a world record thing, like on television, because that's like the biggest prize you could win.
I think that shit is like crazy in itself just because of the fact that no, you're not going to die like the actual show and shit
But
like
people were like so obsessed with that they
Yeah.
actually like are keeping it going into reality. Like Mr. Beast beat you, Netflix. How the fuck you let Mr. Beast beat you to your own game? Like, come on. But the crazy part is too, like, I wonder if, like, you know how that guy who actually wrote Squid Games didn't make money?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if he's at least gonna make money off of this too, because you're basically copying his fucking idea at that
Well, it
point,
is
right?
his complete idea. It's his whole thing. You know, the only thing they did it was just add the word challenge to it because it's still Squid Games the
But he didn't get
challenge,
money off his show.
which he should have because it's like you said, it completely changed everything. It's revolutionized everything. The only thing we've seen something around like that was like the Maze Runner. You know, which
I
still would
wonder
be cool.
if they're gonna like. They probably already do have those in real life where like rich people fucking close off their mansions or their acres to have games like that.
Well, I mean, it's like that movie. Remember that we seen that like they put them in there and then they started hunting down the regular people, like
That
all
was
the
pretty
millionaires.
insane.
Like it could be happening around the world. Like we never know, but it's still to the point where we're as a society already accepting that to be a okay challenge.
Right? Like we're already like, hey, we've seen it. Let's, even though we're not gonna die, let's still like act like it's all real. Like,
Then it's like,
wait, so is it gonna? I didn't read that in the article though. If they're gonna be like, cause wasn't it like in the show? Oh, it wasn't by age, huh?
no, anybody can play.
I think Mr. Beast didn't like. There was one video that he did was like, from each age group or something like that. But
Would you play it? $4 million.
the Squid Game challenge, I would play, but I know I wouldn't make it. There's definitely a lot more athletic people in there that would be like,
I wouldn't be too scared of like the athletic part about it. I'd be more scared of like the intelligence part about it because like the cookie, like breaking the cookie how you had to and shit, I would not have known how to do all that shit.
I would
Fuck.
have been like, you gonna finish that?
Oh god.
I'm just kidding, a little bit.
That shit would
So-
be kind of crazy though.
I am honestly excited to watch that show though.
I'm,
I'm excited to watch it.
I'm down too. The other show that like made me think if they ever made it into like actual real life was Maze Runner. Imagine if that shit was like to become real.
With all those animals and stuff.
Well, just like the actual movement of the arena always continuing to change. Like no one knows the exact pattern, you know?
I'd go clinically insane. But let's go ahead and go into our second segment before we get a little too crazy. So with this segment, it's a period app, and on the period app it goes ahead, it has like a woman chat on here. And so basically there's questions that we can go ahead and answer, and stuff to learn that is also about our bodies. So today's questions, there's two of them. So all right, the first question is burnout techniques. What helps you recharge the most? Vacations, meditation, sports, self-talk. All right, pick one from here, and then if not, we could do another one. But what helps you recharge the most? Vacations, meditation, sports, self-talk.
Mine's between self-talk and vacations. I'm not gonna lie.
Same.
I could boost myself up by like telling myself it's not that bad. It's not that serious, shit like that. But like physically, body wise, I think just whenever we go and have a vacation, it's like I come back recharged like a new person, new mindset and everything. What about you?
I would like I did say self-talk at first, but I feel like when I self-talk is just like it makes me a little more sad because then like all the inner thoughts become outer thoughts, and then it's a little more powerful.
Right.
So something that makes me at least feel recharged is more like either the vacations or meditation. Like there's times when like I'm like at work, or even like sometimes in the mornings when I'm by myself, like I'll just stop and just hear everything outside and try to breathe and just like focus on the noise around me instead of the noise in me. And then like after that it's just like like that's like, okay, everything's gone out of my head. Now I'm back here.
And that's cool. Like I never been able to meditate, and
I
like
can't meditate for that long though.
I know that people say that it's okay to like just sit there and listen to everything else, and it's okay to have like all the thoughts that are running through your head, like it's all part of it. But I don't know why it's just I can't just sit there and just meditate.
It's easier where you live at too. I don't know how you haven't done that before.
Maybe
Because when I meditated at your house in the nighttime and all you heard was like the birds,
the
either like
bullfrogs over here.
howling, the frogs, the crickets, the wind, the leaves, the smell is just like it was so much more better over there than over here, honestly. It really felt like when you're listening to like those things to go to sleep, that's exactly what it sounded like.
Blue noise or something like that.
Yeah.
I
It was
mean,
peaceful.
I can sit there and just like listen, but not just like
Clear your mind.
yeah. I just think about like what is that animal.
That's why
or
some
stuff
it's
like
like
that.
also like you can like make the and like
Oh.
focus on that too, and like those vibrations that you're making help you out too.
That's true.
But so let's read some of the answers. Let's see. Ooh, one person said being by the beach slash ocean. I think that is like something so relaxing too, like just sitting down, feeling the moist air in your face and like just hearing the waves, feeling the sand in between your feet. That's for sure like there's no worries in the world right now other than maybe a tsunami, but other than that, it's pretty good.
For me, it's the waves crashing. It's so soothing just hearing the waves crashing.
And the breeze that it gives once it like hits the beach.
Yeah, and just looking out there and seeing like nothing matters, nothing's out there, you know.
What do you mean nothing's out there?
Well, like if you look out past the coast, like, and you can't really see any objects, like there's really nothing out there.
Where would you be more scared of? Like to be out in the middle of nowhere, a lake or the ocean?
Ooh, ocean.
Ocean's more scary?
Yeah, just because I know that there's big ass animals. Like in the lake, it depends what kind of animals there are, but in the ocean,
biggest
it's
thing
like
you could find is a crocodile or like a water snake.
probably a water snake.
Is bigger than a crocodile?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck no.
The
No,
water
like I'm
snakes-
not. I'm not saying no. You're wrong. I'm just like, oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, like they can get up to like 150 feet or so. Like there's some big ass snakes. That's why like freshwater is scary, and like piranhas live in fresh water and shit like that.
And
But-
in the lakes.
Yeah, like freshwater lakes. But then
Ooh, what would you like be more scared to die from? A big ass like whale or shark, or like a small ass piranha, freaking whatever, like those leeches in Africa? What would you be more scared of?
small animals. I feel like with a small animal, you're gonna get like torn up a
Ooh,
lot
true,
slower
True.
than with the big animal.
Torturous.
Yeah, like the big animal, you're just gonna be like
Tongue, tongue.
hopefully quick and done. Yeah. What would you
I
be
won-
more?
I wonder, like,
Because I know like if you get ate by like a piranha, you have a little bit more time to fight it off, you know, because it's small bites. But then at the same time, it's like, oof.
that's a lot. I feel like I'd be more down to get killed by something bigger. Because if you're gonna die at the end of the day, then I'd rather be the thing. But if you have a chance of surviving, I'd say still the sharks. Because then it's like it is just like ang instead of.
I'd go for the shark just because like then nobody can call me a bitch. If I get taken down by a small piranha, it's like, man, you couldn't fight that off. A shark at least is like, damn, if I win it, like you beat a shark up, god damn.
Yeah, no, I for sure.
I think the
That's
scariest
hard.
animal would be like an octopus, like an octopus wrapping
Ooh,
itself around
squeezing
you.
your brain to. Okay, we're getting a little gruesome. So we're over here ruining this girl's peace of mind. So another person said, a lot of girls are saying sleep, and well, duh, but true. Like them midday naps be really making you feel like the world doesn't matter no more. Ooh, one girl said weed and coloring. Can you get high and color?
Yeah,
I
for
feel like I'll
hours.
just be getting too high, and I'm just like I'm coloring it in my head.
I could color it, but when it's like getting high and like drawing, I take it a little bit more serious. I hate erasing for some reason.
So what? You just like you'd rather draw and get high than color and get high?
No, I'd rather color and get high than draw and get high.
Oh, because you take the drawing too serious.
Yeah.
Okay. So the other question for today is, ooh, I don't know this about you either. Unemployment chat. Have you ever lost a job all of a sudden? Share your experience. Either you lost it all of a sudden or you quit all of a sudden, in case you haven't lost one.
Well, back at when I lived in Mexico and I was running
Come on.
kilos. Okay.
Before freaking DACA comes over here and is like, yeet.
I never lost a job. Before I was working with my uncles, I was literally working with my mom. So it's like if that bitch fired me, it's like, okay.
Who gonna help you now?
You know what I'm saying? Like I but
Did you ever like quit one like unexpectedly to where you're like, damn, I did not know this was gonna happen?
no.
How am I gonna buy my vape?
I can't even find my vape right now, you guys, so
Okay.
it's a real segment. No, but I think the only time I ever quit was on my grandfather. That one time that I told you he was telling me to pick up weeds, and I was young at the time, and like that's when I really realized that it's like I'll really quit on a person, like not giving no fucks. But then like now that I'm a little bit older, it's like I care about my job just because I am trying to get a house and shit. So it's like, oof, I wouldn't want to start all over from like nothing and meeting new people and shit.
I still don't give a fuck. I'll leave. I will leave. I am not gonna deal with nobody's shit, especially if you're rude and whatever you are to me. But yeah. Was that your answer? Sorry.
Yeah, I never really quit from anywhere or been laid off from anywhere.
I've been hit by both. The only time I ever got fired unexpectedly was when I was working for, and this is why you don't mix family and business ever. I was working for one of my tios, and he ended up firing me for this bitch that he was like a week or two with. And yeah, after I was like still in high school when I was doing this. This was like straight out of school, go to him, pick up his calls even during school and shit, like handle things for him even while I was at school and like doing the most. Even on my weekends, even on times where it was just be like, oh, let's have the family come and kick it, have a carne asada. Oh, can you actually listen to these messages? Check this real quick. Book this guy, like, doing the most. And then he fired me. And then when that hit, it was like when I had first got my truck. So it was like, bitch, like I just got this shit. How am I gonna fucking put gas in it, do anything? Like now I got no money to go out. Like, so that was really irritating. That was the only time I've ever gotten fired. I've never gotten fired, right?
No.
Other than that time. And then most of the other jobs, like I quit because people are ridiculous what they expect you to put up with, honestly. Okay. So another person said, "Ooh, I've been unemployed countless times. Honey, do not put that on your resume. However, the last one hit me the hardest in June 3rd, 2021. I was fired at the 2 months at a union job at a boating school. Honestly, I was struggling the whole time. I started to understand my position better, but I wasn't fast enough, and my manager fired me after waiting 4 hours. She put the number 4. So I'm not sure if it's 4 hours or the number 4 hours. I had a sense that something was up because she didn't say good morning to me or anything that day. I work in a small section. They were 5 of us females, and yes, I was the only minority of the group and the youngest too. I should have known all that was south. I don't know what that means. I was just too happy to have a job in the office setting. Mind you, I just started driving 5 years prior and I was halfway done paying off my car. I gave them back my badges and left out. I cried about 3 days stressed out. By the 5th, I applied for a temp government position. I became permanent around Christmas. Been here since. Always keep your eyes on the prize. Huh.
It worked itself out in a way, but at the same time,
They
it's
just
like,
fired her because she couldn't get the hold of it that quick. But it's like, she said, I don't understand if she meant for what? How long did it actually take her to get the hold of it? Because it's like if you're like months there and you still can't get the hold of it, that's an issue. But what's like, I think like if after 2 months you still can't get the hold of it, we have an issue. 2 months is a pretty good. You have like consistent days doing the same shit for 2 months.
I mean, if you're doing the same thing consistently, a month should be well enough time to get most of what you have to down. If she's saying it took her 4 hours to get whatever her boss needed to her done, like that is an issue because that is your boss. You want that done as fast and as best as you can, you know? If I was the
So
boss, I would have been like fired on the spot.
another person said, I quit my job of 10 years because I was miserable, depressed, and thinking about not being alive. As soon as I was opening my eyes, my family thought me to fight, and I was under the impression that I would be a coward if I left this job. 6 months later, I'm feeling good, but now with my anxiety of my family thinking I should be working instead, it's struggling, but I'm learning to put myself first and not please others. Period. Exactly the mindset that I have with this. It's like, who gives a fuck what anybody thinks? Who gives a fuck how long I've been here, how good it is? If you're fucking miserable in a job, dip.
I seen a quote the other day that he was like, if you're please the world, you'll always be at war with yourself. But if you please yourself, you'll always be at war with the world. And it's true. Like, I'd rather
Who
be.
was that, Drake?
Huh?
I'm just kidding.
No.
Just kidding.
But it's for real. Like, I feel like if you can be good with yourself, and if you don't like the place where you're at, and it's not helping your mindset or your mentality, like, fuck that, leave that place. You don't owe nobody from there nothing other
You
than
don't own nobody in this life shit other than to yourself.
exactly. And it's like at that point, it's if it's making you unhappy mentally and physically, like you're better off just finding another place before something worse happens. You know?
Speaking of places, though, so since you've gone from like the country setting to like a city setting,
Yeah.
what is your better choice? Honestly,
For what exactly?
to live in.
That's a hard one because both sides have like its ups and downs.
So would you say you would want to live in a mixture of both?
Yeah, like if it was something like we lived 20 minutes outside like a city, I wouldn't be too bad. Or like 10 minutes outside the city, I wouldn't be too bad with it.
The cul-de-sacs type of thing.
Yeah, just because of the fact that it's like you get the beauty of all the nature and stars and stuff, but you also get the luxurious aspect of going out and having shit around
Nature.
you.
I ask because, where was that place that we seen that they're building the line in Niam? Oh, what's in the Niam Mountains, or Niam, something like that, in
Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. So in Saudi Arabia, they're building this city that's in a line, and it's like stretching like 170 kilometers like lengthwise, and it's like towering 500 meters above the sea level, but on land it's like 200 meters wide.
Ooh.
So it's just big as fucking. It's a big long line, and basically like what they're trying to do is like make it so it's less of a carbon footprint, and you still get the city feeling, but you also have all of nature surrounding you to where you could just step outside, and you got like water, sand, trees, like you
Better not
have
step out of
nature outside. But it's like it's gonna fit like around 9 million people supposedly, or it can fit at least 9 million people, which is like, okay, it could fit 9 million people to put in there. How about like once those people start recreating more little people? So it's like, how many, like, do you get kicked out at a certain time or something? But basically it's a big long city, and it's gonna be like 3D built. So basically everything's gonna be built on top of each other. Like there's gonna be, it's kind of look like a big old mall, and so you get to live there. And like if you want to get from one side of it across all the way to the end, it's just like a 20-minute thing, like on some train or something, that the energy is 100% like renewable. So like I said, no carbon footprint. So everything, all their energy and all the water is 100% recyclable, renewable, whatever the heck you want to call it. You're gonna not need a car because that train or whatever inside of it will be your transportation.
I'd live in it, but at the same time, it's like your neighbor is really gonna be above and next to you at all times.
What if your dog like pisses on the edge of like your balcony and lands on your neighbor's coffee in the morning?
I mean, as long as it's not my coffee. But no, that's actually pretty cool. Like,
It would be kind of different just because if you live all the way at the top, you'll be able to see like the stars and shit. And you'll be
Oh,
able
and
to
at
have
the
like
top, it's gonna be you could open it. Like they could open and close it.
like a stadium.
Kinda, yeah. So that way it's fresh air, ventilation, and everything.
That's
I'm pretty
pretty
sure
cool.
they'll have like big old like
So it's like a big ass tunnel in a way.
I guess above ground
Damn, that's pretty cool. Especially if they can make like the techo.
train thing or
Well,
whatever.
no, the techo like the one over here at Fremont Street, where they could play different things
Oh,
on it and shit.
shows and stuff.
That would be pretty sick.
Fuck no! Imagine living at the top and you're over here like beaming ass lights on you and shit.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's true.
But and it's gonna the craziest part about it that's kind of scary as well. It says that like 40% of the world is gonna be accessible within 6 hours. It's not a big percentage, but it's gonna be literally in the heart of the globe's key trade section.
Right.
So like basically where everything gets imported, exported, like that's where it's basically gonna be. So a lot of people from around the world are gonna come to visit, come to live. Like
I mean,
you're gonna get a mixture of all the cultures and everything. It's gonna be pretty cool, but also pretty scary because it's like that's what's just weird. Like how are you gonna keep it to like the maximum number without kicking people out, or how is that gonna work?
well, I believe that like after a while, like it's just a test right now and just a small project. You know what I'm saying?
If you know, you know. If you can get in, you can get in.
So like it probably is gonna be some exclusive like high end people that can get in there, you know. But
Well,
it
you're
is
gonna have to have the money probably.
yeah, like I would believe so.
Because it's self-sustaining, like I said, and at the same time, like it is gonna be an exclusive place. If they're gonna have it covered, the air quality can be so much better than the one outside. You're gonna be living on top of other people, which at the same time is the scary part. Because if you have kids, like imagine you just see a fucking kid from the third story just drop down
They're probably gonna have obviously like
rails and shit.
some type of good ass safety or like you know what like okay you can't have kids if you're up here, you know. Or I wonder like how it's gonna be with your pets. Like can you have your pets in there? They say like everything is 5 minutes away from each person's place. Like parks, they're gonna have parks in there, they're gonna have pools, they're gonna have like I don't know what other stuff, but it's basically gonna be the same thing as a regular big city, but just in the line.
Well, you know how like in the military they say that inside the military bases they have their own Walmarts, their own McDonald's, restaurants, movie
Mhm.
theaters. Like we already have little cities like that within our military bases, so I imagine that it's gonna be the same thing. And like I said, like only exclusive people that have the money to pay can get into it. So I wonder if it's gonna be open to like anybody around the world,
Well, yeah.
or if it's just
40% of it is like 6 hours away from it.
well, no,
People
I
are
know,
gonna be making business trips there and stuff like that.
I know that, but I'm saying like I wonder if it's gonna be like where anybody from anywhere can buy like a slot, or if you have
Mhm.
to be like specifically that
From
those Saudi Arabian.
Uh-huh.
You know, so it is gonna be a cool ass project if we all start.
It's already under construction though.
If we all start like moving into doing stuff like that, like I wonder how it would change all like living aspects. Imagine trying to fit Vegas into just a line, like the stratosphere in the middle of everything and shit like
I
that.
don't
That'd be
think-
pretty sick.
I don't know. It sounds like if it was like to happen to cities that are already cities, it sounds more dangerous being like that than being spread out. Or am I tripping?
I mean, it does
Like
sound
if you have all of
dangerous.
Vegas right now, all the people in it, like that sounds dangerous as fuck.
It does, but I mean, at the same time, it depends on how strong they build it. Like, it could be like a bunker to where if a tornado hits it, like, it won't get affected, you know? So it could be like, even a safer way of living.
I wonder if they're gonna use that like to advantage. Like once the world is like already like todo podrido, like oh now you want to live in our line. Now we're gonna boost up our prices. Now if you can make it, you can make it. If you can't, stay outside in the wasteland that's left.
I mean, it
It'd be a
though
mess up situation.
it would, like, I would imagine a bunch
It's
of
gonna
people.
have artificial intelligence in there too. Like they're gonna have drones that are AI doing shit for you, and like it's gonna be like they're trying to make it all high tech too. So it's trying to be like nature, but also like they're still gonna have high tech shit.
They are already to the point where they made, even in Dubai, like drones shoot lasers into the sky and make it rain before, which is crazy. Like, imagine what they could actually do inside their own little environment in the line. Like,
I
imagine
wonder
the
if like it's because it's more like seen and stuff. Like they'll have more technology watching you. For sure, the crime rates will be lowered. Like if there's no cars and stuff, like are cops gonna just run to you, or are they gonna have like
horses. Imagine like New York.
true? That'd be
Well,
pretty cool. And then if you don't have cars in there, like, cause you're not, I'm pretty sure you're not allowed, cause there's no roads, nothing. So if there's no cars in there, like, you're not getting nowhere.
I imagine they
Where
might
do you
have.
leave your cars at?
They might have like scooters, like you know how Vegas now is
Oh,
getting
like
flooded
in
with all
bikes
those
and stuff
electric
like that.
scooters. Maybe
But what
shit
if
like
you
that.
already have cars? Like, where would you leave your cars at? Like,
Well, I
is there
mean,
like stations outside where you can park your car?
I wouldn't. I don't know because
Because inside there's no roads, so you can't park your car. And it says like all the nature and stuff's out there, like out right outside your house type of thing. So it's like, all right, what if you want to go off roading? What if you want to go more down the beach? Like, so where's your car at? Do they leave them all outside the wall?
that would be true. Like, how far would you be able to travel, or if there's gonna be like public transportations to take you out of there?
To your cars? That's
Well,
weird.
to your car or to like cities around you, because at that point you would have to be completely sustained by public transportation, either train or
Mm.
planes or you know.
They're not gonna have airports in there. So like, where's your nearest airport? Like, how are you gonna get there?
That's a good one. That's probably something that is gonna be
So
kinda
since you
hard.
said you would want to live with a mixture of both, would you live in the line?
Mm,
I'm 50-50 because I'm scared that they won't let me out or something like that.
yeah, I was gonna say like with everything becoming so high tech, like one would be, imagine if they can't open the doors after you guys are in there, so you guys are sealed completely.
Somebody hacks it and
Like,
freaking
fuck. But then at the same time, it would be, like you said, the
closes the roof,
crime
turns the
rate.
heat up all the way.
Yeah, like, but then your crime rate would be hella low because I wonder if like they're gonna make it to where criminals can't live in there. Like,
Mm.
you see what I'm saying? So it's I would be 50-50. I love driving my car, so it would suck ass not having a car in there, like not be able to do this madre in there and shit. But I mean, yeah, no, I wouldn't live in the line personally.
I feel like they want it to be all about nature, but on the inside, it won't really be nature. Like,
well,
you'll still be in a closed off city. Like, if you want to be in nature, you got to step outside, but outside, you don't really got shit. So it's like 50-50 too. Like,
I think that with just the fact that like it is gonna be closed off, it's kind of like right now where where I'm working now, we're building a greenhouse, and it's like you will be able to completely change everything of the environment. So if you want to grow mangoes, you can make everything in there be the same thing.
ooh,
So
they
like
can
they're
grow everything in there.
yeah, like they can have trees, they can have everything, and they can have a whole rainforest, like vines growing off of like buildings and shit if they wanted to. But I think that would be like a cooler thing to move into, would be having our cities overran by plants. Even though they do cause like a lot of damage to concretes and stuff like that, like nature in itself is so beautiful. Imagine a city just overran by like a vine. I think that would be pretty cool, and especially with the line, like they could put some exotic ass plants and shit in there and have them living in there because the
I wonder,
temperatures would
like,
be
if
best.
it's gonna really end up being finished though. Like, is it a project that they're gonna start and then eventually everybody's gonna be like, this is kind of pointless. Let's stop donating or investing into this. So it's like, I wonder if it's gonna actually get built or if it will just be one of the projects that never ended up getting finished.
Well, I mean, I bet you it is, just because of the fact that it's
Zero carbon.
zero carbon is so revolutionary. Like, there has been nothing ever thought about like it. I mean, every other city that you think about doing something like that is like building a dome around it. And it makes it's cooler just because of the fact that you said it 20 minutes to get from one side to the other, right?
Yeah.
With whatever transportation that they put in there. So yeah, like that would be pretty dope. Just to
It says
be,
it'll be easier for you to keep in touch with family and friends, more likely to run into each other, which is like, I don't want to run into none of these bitches.
yeah, like that would be the only bad part that
Imagine
everybody's
running
stuck in
into
there.
somebody like either exes or family you don't talk to, or like friends that you had beef with, like, and you're
Damn.
like, hey, can't do nothing about it because we gotta live here, you know.
But yeah, no, the line would be. It's a cool project. I'm not gonna lie. It's something.
It's really interesting. I'm honestly like, I hope that does happen because it sounds really exciting. Honestly, it sounds like something that fuck it. Why not try it and see how it works out? Maybe it could save our planet a couple more years just by that one city being the way that it is.
I think so too, and I think that maybe it's not gonna change like how everybody out here is because it would be hard to put everybody in just a straight line. And imagine like if the U.S. just became a line from California all the way to New York, and everything
Yeah,
else
that
was just
looks
people.
so.
It would, you know what I'm
They'd
saying?
probably have more people like living outside the walls too. Like, oh, outside the walls. I
Well,
wonder if people are
yeah.
gonna say shit like that. Like, oh, did you leave the walls?
Well, imagine like getting evicted out of there or something like that. Like
They throw you over it. They land you land in the water.
ejecto seat your ass out of the top.
Your apartment slides out and it just fucking
Drops.
pours you upside down. It just shakes you out of there and then it slides back into its little tube.
I mean, it's crazy just to think about it though. Like
They could really do all this type of shit.
they
Who knows?
really could.
That's so cool though. I would be down. I would be down to live there for a bit, not forever, but for a bit. That'd be pretty cool.
That would be cool just to
I'd feel
visit.
more claustrophobic. 9 million people in that shit. Hell no.
Well, I
All
imagine
they
like
stanky ass breath.
well, just that and, like you said, there's gonna be something around the corner, like everywhere, like a store or something. So if everything's like 5 minutes away,
Oh hell no, I'd
imagine.
spend money. Y'all gonna make me shop till I drop. So would you guys live in the line?
I got a
Ta-da.
question for you though. Talking like I want to keep it on the line a little
I
bit.
had a question for them until you rudely interrupted.
Sorry about that. But keeping it on the line because I don't know about you guys, but she is very holiday theme, holiday everything, like anything that happens with the holidays, she loves
You
it.
telling me you don't like the holidays other
I'm
than
not-
your birthday?
My birthday is the best holiday there is, but no, I'm saying like you are very more into like the holiday traditions, caroling, carving pumpkins. Like this is something that I never came or as a kid never did. So with the line being closed off from everything else, imagine if their light post like for Christmas did Christmas lights.
They did like they could do everything themed for
You
the
see
holidays.
what I'm saying? Like that would be super
I
sick.
would cry. I would so cry. But they probably wouldn't be able to because, you know, they don't want people to be like one sided, like, oh, but the Jews or whatever, the Christians, the Catholics, like,
Ooh.
then you can't do shit like that because then you have people being like, what the fuck?
Different beliefs and stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I wonder how stuff like that is going to be like when the city has 4th of July. Like, are they all going to step outside of the lines and like all parade outside? Are they going to freaking be
Or
able
do-
to go to the roof and just pop, 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 pop?
I wonder like how their parades will be in there.
It's also kind of weird because it's like, yeah, it's like you could open the top and like natural ventilation and stuff, but then it's like if you do have shit like smoke from cooking or like, you know, just regular smokes and like smells that come out from regular day-to-day tasks, like is it really gonna be that much ventilation?
True. That is true. Like the smell would be kind of like musty in there after a while. I see
Yeah,
what you're
heats
saying.
and stuff, and like you would have to do your part to clean it really good, because if not, like if you're dirty, the dirt's just gonna stay in the line and stuff like that. Like just how there's dirty areas in the city and dirty people, like if you're really like that, you're gonna it fucks up the environment a little harsher. No, would you not think?
Well, I would think that it, even like if your neighbor's trash can smell downstairs, like this odor will go upstairs.
And
So, like,
downstairs,
You know what I'm saying? It would be something hard where like cleaning would be like.
all these questions for the people also making it.
But for
We're
you,
overthinking this.
right? For you, what would you be more scared of? I mean, you're in a city and you have been most of your life. And
You don't
when
know
you
my
went
life.
when you went out to town with me, would you be more scared of like a big ass haunted city type
Or
of
a haunted
environment
town?
or a haunted town?
For sure, a haunted city, because a haunted city has way more people in it. A haunted town is scary because of like how open and scary looking it would be, but for sure a city because of the amount of people.
Damn, I would go with the town, just because it's so much darker and it's like what's lingering in the dark, like the
You
city.
want the scary more?
No. I'm saying like I think a town would be way more scarier because of that aspect. Like it's
Oh.
darker. It's more like, you know how when you go into random towns, like little towns,
Yeah,
you
when I
just
first
get
went to your town, I was like,
you get
people
that
really
creepy
live
vibe.
here?
You know? Yeah, exactly. So it's like with spooky season coming up, and we've been looking into going to escape rooms and shit like that. I honestly wanted to think like, since we're what, a week or two away from October,
Mm-hmm.
what would be your perfect or your scariest spot to have something like that happen, like a scary house or a scary event, like an asylum, a hospital, a mall, a casino,
Like zombie scary or paranormal scary?
either or. What would be your like scariest? Because like obviously I think
I'd
paranormal.
choose zombies over paranormal. So zombies, I'd say.
No, but you're scariest. That's what I'm saying. Like the
So
scariest.
scary for me is paranormal.
Okay, and then
The
what would be like
scariest place.
location?
Damn. A hospital setting would for sure be scary, but like where you hear kids laughing, like so like schools or like where they give birth and stuff like that. Yeah, for sure that, or like a mall would be pretty scary too, because if it's filled up like a mall, like ghosts can be anywhere, so it's like you're gonna be surrounded by all this shit too. So honestly, big places and small places would both be pretty creepy, but then it's like if you're trapped in a big place and a small place, I think a small place would be more scary, because at least in a big place you can like go around, and if you're in a small place, where are you gonna go? You're literally like forced to have claustrophobia type of thing.
I think my scariest spot, like, I don't think like for our generation anymore, zombies are such a scary aspect.
Because we'll be like, that shit's fun.
You know what I'm saying? Like we would all be like, let's see how we can kill him, like the most brutal ways to kill him. You know?
Psychotic ass.
Well, have you ever seen
But I'd be
Zombieland?
down. Yeah, that's why. But
Like
I'd
you
be
know how
down.
they have like kill the weak and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Shit like that would be pretty funny. But my thing would be like, dude, paranormal wise, like you can't beat it in a way. And like a scary setting for me, like my top two would probably be either like a doll shop.
Oh, sorry to interrupt you, but right now that I was thinking about like in your town, for sure, like in your grandma's house type of thing, like basements.
Ooh.
Basements are for sure scary as fuck with paranormal stuff. So if it's like in the basement of a hospital or like the basement of a mall or shit like that, that would be scary.
I was thinking more of like either on a ship. Like imagine if this ship is
you're
like fucking
insane.
paranormal. You know what I'm saying? Because like at that point it's like, dude, you jump in the water, you're fucked. And if you stay on the boat, you're fucked. So it's like,
Kill yourself.
you know what I'm saying?
Don't say that stuff.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's a hard choice between those two. And then my other one, like I said, it would probably be like a doll shop or anything with like
Oh.
hella like not dolls, but like either
Kids,
dolls,
toys and stuff like that.
not kids toys. I would say more like dolls or mannequins. So like even a mall, because
Mhm.
like imagine like seeing the mannequin move and then
oh
just stop
shoot,
like inside a
shoot,
store.
for real.
Like dude,
So you see, that's why I said them all. Exactly.
that would be like a pretty scary thing. And then like a doll place, because of the videos, like them, you know how like in Mexico they show the videos of like them going through the dolls and then all of a sudden
Mhm.
you see one move. I always consider like porcelain dolls fucking scary because
Like
of
that
that
one
shit.
girl who was like brushing her quince doll or something, and like the head moves. Have you seen it?
Yeah,
With the two girls, I feel like everybody knows what doll that I'm talking about.
and it's like shit like that. Like I already have like the fucking chills, low
I
key.
see your hair standing up,
Right?
pussy.
No, because like you're telling me you never seen like something in your closet and thought like, oh shit, like I see it moving or
Not
something.
my closet, more like it's just because it looks like a dark pit. But my chair, like the shadows, sometimes when I have shit on there, like the shadows will look like something.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. What would
But
be
for
the
sure, the boat you changed, like that would be probably the scariest thing to
What?
be on a paranormal boat.
oh
That
shit.
would be the scariest shit to be on. Honestly, fuck the the hospital, whatever else I said. The ship is for sure something scary.
I
Ship and a plane. At least a plane you could jump out of and make it
I'm
somewhere else.
I mean, I wouldn't think of plane. I thought a ship just because of the aspect like you can't run away. My
Well, you can't run away from spirits. Period. They'll go with you.
another one. Shit. I think a hospital would be pretty scary because like of all the dead shit, like it's there, and like don't get me wrong, like a school would be fucking terrifying.
That's why I said like, cause the kids like all the scary stuff that sounds like the most scary is like when it's kids playing or laughing or like crying or when they're like, "Hey, what are you doing over here?"
So
and
I don't
stuff
know.
like, please don't scare me.
I don't know if I asked you this on the podcast or if it was just one of our conversations. But a couple of weeks ago, I asked her, "What would you be more scared of, a nun or a Mexican bruja, like the ones that you see in Mexico, not the ones that
I
you
said
think
the
of?"
witch.
And she did say the bruja. So now let's top it off. What would you be more scared of, a
We're really getting
bruja,
spooky for you guys.
or being in like an open setting with like not an open one, but let's say like a school setting with a bruja in there?
Mm-hmm.
So like she would be chasing you, or hearing kids running after you and like the
Ooh, in
little
the
like
school.
giggles and shit. Yeah, I think
I
they
feel the witch, cause the witch
still.
is still like a scary older person, and the kids is like they're fucking kids too. Like, don't
You-
make me put you in your
You would go
spot.
over there and start whooping some paranormal ass.
That's what I'm like. At least with like a witch, you're like, damn, this bitch knows some shit. And then it's like, with the kids, it's like, calm your asses down. Let me get. I don't know, but like, I don't know. I feel like it would be more scary just because the witch is a witch.
I would feel like in one of those aspects, like I would freak out to the point where it's like,
You never even answered your first question, the witch or the nun. You just made me answer.
for me, it would be the witch. I feel like a nun is like, yeah, they're scary and whatever, but it's like, bitch, I'll break your granny ass back. You know what I'm saying? And for like a bruja, it's like,
Don't say these things. Do
ooh.
not test these things.
Well, I'm not testing them, but I'm just saying like, I feel like a bruja is more scary.
It
Like
is more
just how
scary.
they look.
And she's probably older than the damn nun.
exactly.
But it's still more scary.
And then
She has her own spirituality and like the things that she concocts together.
And then for like an aspect to where like a bruja or kids, that one would be kind of hard because I would be like, dude, like, at least if I run away from the bruja, like, hopefully, like, this bitch will start losing her breath sooner than I
Okay,
will.
I don't think the spiritual things lose breath.
But then it's like, if it was like some kids, like, holy shit, like, I don't know.
You'll get jumped by them like Ice Cube in Are We There Yet, when they go to that one like Chuck E. Cheese type of thing and then like he gets jumped by the kids.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking
Like
about.
steal his shoes, don't they?
I believe so.
I'd steal Ice Cube's shoe for sure. But speaking of brujas, okay, I'm not gonna necessarily call them brujas because I don't know who these people are. But this weekend, Vegas, what was it, Saturday or Sunday when this fight happened?
Yesterday, so Saturday.
Let me see. Let me just double check to get my facts straight, just in case.
It got wild up in these Vegas streets.
Yeah, yesterday. Yesterday was Saturday. So yesterday, Saturday, at a soccer game in Freedom, these tias got down. Tias, tios, fucking abuelas,
Elote man.
sobrinos. Everybody was getting down at the soccer game. So I just wanted to like bring this up because it's like, one, Vegas tea. Two, it's like
Y'all were loving that shit on the fucking story.
right. I got the most interaction from you guys with this, but I wanted to ask, like, when does shit like this, like, it I guess like it doesn't come with age that it stops, huh? Like, you were to think that like at a certain age people would stop doing dumb shit, fighting, or like acting like a certain way. Like, I get if somebody has you fucked up, but to where you have a whole ass rumble in front of children, like there's people with kids at this game, like you don't know who has what on them. Like, dude, you're at a park, like relax. So it's a game. Like, what could have happened that got y'all this fucking heated to where it was literally a rumble? Like, everybody was getting down.
They get the old man in the show were like, it's not just a game. I had the whole rent on that game. We don't even have rent money now.
Plus it's like I still know old ass people older than me like that still be slanging that. Like, you see adults doing like hood rat shit still. It's like, damn, like I guess some people never grow up, but it's like, would you get down like that if your kids like I don't know, whatever happens at the games to where it ends up being an altercation like that, would you be would you get down, or would you be like, fuck that, I'm taking my kids and I'm out?
Well, I mean, I don't know what happened in the altercation with this game. Like,
It was intense. Like,
yeah, like they were
there
whooping
was
each other's
two
ass.
tias, like literally, that would not let go of each other. They were grabbing each other's hair and kicking each other, like
Well, like in the video when you
fucking
guys
little
see
girl
it,
fights.
this guy was like starting to take off his shirt and shit, and like it was a lady, like she was a heavier woman, but she was walking up to this big man as well.
I think
Like,
that was her man.
well, I don't know, but it
She
looked
was
like,
trying to stop him, like it was her man.
well, it looked like she was trying to swing at him at first. That's why I was like,
No, she
if-
was pushing him back.
oh shit. Well, it looked like they were fighting for me, but it's crazy because like even these girls were like getting into it with like even big ass guys and shit. And it was like, for me, something kind of along that lines happened like in town, and I don't know if I've told you or not, but my uncle coaches a little league baseball team with like 9 to 10 or 11-year-olds and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And one of these little boys, like they kept throwing ice at their players and shit, so my uncle kind of started getting upset about it.
At the other team was throwing ice at his team.
Yeah, and
Okay.
then when they went to like give each other a handshake and tell each other good job and shit, one of the
That's
other players,
before the game or after?
after the game,
Uh huh.
one of the boys went ahead and like spit on this other kid's face. So my uncle kind of like, he understands that it was being like him being a kid and shit,
Mm-hmm.
but he also didn't give a fuck because like that's disrespectful as fuck,
You
you
don't
know.
spit on nobody.
So he went up to this little boy and like, if you guys want to say he's in the wrong or not, like that's up to you guys. I kind of think he was in the right. He went up to this little boy and basically grabbed him and he was like, "Hey, who's your dad? Is your dad here? Like, show me where he's at, cause I'm gonna go up there and whoop his ass and show him some fucking respect so he can show your ass."
Well, yeah, because that if your kid's like that, that's because of you.
And basically it was my uncle and one of my uncle's friends, and this other old man is like, he will get down. He has like been in fights and shit even at work. And they were both basically telling this little boy like, where's your parent, where's your parent? And the mom finally came up and was like, yo, what's going on? They told the lady like the same thing, we're here to whoop your husband's ass because of this and this. So like the little boy got in trouble and shit. But I feel like if my kid was to get disrespected like that, or like if the other team were to like be trying to hurt him for some dumbass reason,
like who knows if that fight did start because of their kids or if it started because the tias were being tias, like
chismeando and shit.
uh-huh.
I mean, if it was because of like them chismeando or them yelling shit at the kids or shit like that, like I kind of understand where they're coming from, because at a certain point it's like, okay, you are representing your team, so people have to understand that. But then if you're like burlándote, like you get what
That means laughing.
well, you laughing or like making fun of the other team for some odd reason or shit like that, like
So
yeah,
you would
like,
get down.
oh hell yeah, like especially if it was like something like where it gets violent with just the players.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, like let them do what they have to do. But as soon as a parent gets involved or a parent
This
starts
is
like
true.
being disrespectful, like, hey, you better watch yourself. Like, you come and tell me what I have to do with my kid. You don't have to do all that, you know?
If you guys know what happened that day and know the backstory to it, let us know. We want to be a part of the cheese, man.
For real, was it because the other team was losing? Like, what happened?
That's
honestly
low-key
wanna
like
know.
why the other day I went to one of my friend's soccer games, and I just think I'm an instigator at this point, but I was hoping somebody would get down. I was hoping for a fight. I was hoping to see something either from her team, somebody else's team, another field, who fucking knows, but I wanted some drama. And then like, yeah, it turns out you got to go to the day ones cuz I guess the night ones are chill, but for me, I feel like like if it's somebody else's kids disrespecting my kid, at that point I'm not gonna look for the parent. I'm gonna get the fucking kid. I'm gonna be like, you better relax and sit your ass down or something. If you want to go tell your mama to come talk to me. But it's like, you need to fucking, if your mama's not teaching you, I'm gonna teach you today. And then it's like, if it starts between like me and the other person's mom, then if it gets to that, it gets to that. But if it's like, it depends like how old my kids are, because I'm also not gonna put them in danger and be like, oh shit, like my mom's about to get locked up, or like, what if I am by myself and it's like, who's gonna take care of my kid? Like, I'm not stupid either. Who knows what the situation was, because it looked like it was like, you couldn't even tell what it was. It was just a big ass rumble. So
I mean, if it was like to that point, I would go for the kids as parent. Like, it's not my kid. I don't have no right to say anything
actually,
to
there
them.
was no kids fighting in there though.
Yeah,
It
that was
all
the crazy
adults.
part.
Where the
Um,
kids are over here like, Ma, get the fuck off the court.
they're the ones over here like, I'm so embarrassed. Your mom's
No,
whooping my
there
mom's
was
ass.
literally
Like, holy
a little
shit.
boy that was walking away from the situation with just like his hand on his head, like, ugh, like these bitches.
I wonder how many of these kids went home.
You
Cause
know
like,
how immature you are for a kid to look at you and be like, you're so immature.
well, I don't know if like you ever got it from like your parents or since you have more family around you, like any family members. But for like me, when I was at home, my brother and my mom would always tell me like, if you get in a fight at school and you lose, I'm gonna whoop your ass for
Yeah, that's
losing.
exactly how my uncle raised
You
me.
see what I'm
My
saying?
mom was more the type to be like, you better go snitch. My uncle was like, you better go beat that ass. And if you get your ass beat, I'm gonna beat your ass myself.
Exactly that. So I wonder how many of these kids were going home and telling their parents like,
I'm
"Te
gonna
voy a
whoop
chingar
that
porque
ass."
no ganaste." Like, you know what I'm saying? Get that fucking karma back, bro.
Oh fuck, that's so funny. Honestly, like I feel like I don't know. Seeing what do you think is more interesting to watch? Like young kids fight or old people fight? I think it's more funny with old people fighting.
Funny wise, I think
If you want action, you go see the youngins.
no. I think young kids are like, how young are you talking about?
Okay, let's like teens, young adults.
I don't know because some teens have some funny ass moves where it's like the one time that I did get hit at school, this fool was standing like behind me when he was hitting me. It wasn't like direct putazos, you know what I'm saying? Like when you go and fucking punch someone, you're not gonna fucking swing your arm around and hit him like a roundhouse, you know? You're gonna go straight like into that punch, you know? And this fool like I was sitting down making my clay and shit. Like we had pottery class. I was making whatever the fuck I had to make. And I guess like before the altercation happened, this kid told his cousin like, "I'm gonna stab him."
Oh,
And like
fuck.
in that class, we have these little ass sticks where they look like little shanks and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So if he
Oh,
would
the
have
X-Acto knives.
not the X-Acto knives, but you know that little nail thing that I pulled out so we can clean the pipes that are kind
Oh,
of
okay,
long.
okay. Like the shish kebab sticks type of thing.
Yeah, like those, and they're metal, so like you could do
Mhm.
some fucking damage with those, you know. And before he went over there to hit me and shit, this fool goes and he's
I'm
like,
gonna make you a shish kebab.
he goes and tells his cousin, he was like, I'm gonna fuck him up, like I'm gonna stab him and shit. So I don't
Why?
know.
Like, what was your guys' beef?
He was mad because the girl he liked me. So
So
it
I'm gonna
was
shank this bitch.
basically, so like he basically got mad at that, and I had nothing to do with like I didn't care for him or the situation. So when it all started happening, like he was talking shit about me at school, telling everybody he's gonna beat me up and shit. And I was like, man, whatever. Like the kid used to go up to
I'm
lockers.
over here making a pot, bitch. I'm over here making a pipe.
For real, I'm over here making my bong and shit. Because like the teacher told us that she was like, don't try to get clever and make a bong. And I was like, bitch, I'm gonna make a pipe. You ain't never seen some shit like this.
Did you actually?
I'd actually made one and it worked, but it fucking fell. Like I was walking out of school and it fucking fell and it broke. And it didn't look like one.
God was trying to save you from your mama.
Shit. But yeah, basically he went behind me and stuff. And when he went to punch me, like he went around his like did like circles.
He swung literally.
Yeah, like swung upwards.
Mm-hmm.
And he hit me in the back of my head. And I had a homie in there who was like a little bit older than I was, like 2 years older. And he looked back, seen the situation, and I like seen him. And I kind of like was laughing because when he went to punch me the first time, he hit the other kid next to me with his elbow, and then he hit me in the mouth. And then after that, like my lip busted a little bit in the inside, but after that, like nothing else like got damaged. So they took him out of class. When he got taken out, he had to go to the hospital right after that, and ended up breaking like four of his fingers and shit on like one hand, and then 2 or 3 on the other hand.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, are you okay? Is your head busted? Whatever. Like checking me, like making sure I'm all right. And I was like, dude, like I'm fine. I don't have a concussion, like nothing like that. I came back the next day. He was suspended for like a week or whatever. But it's like at that point, like he was young. So I guess he didn't know how to fight. And when I stood up, he basically like ran out the door. Like he knew I was going to get up and like turn around. So he just ran. And it's like,
ooh, like Karens that be acting out, and like as soon as they know that they're about to get their ass whooped, they just walk away,
yeah, exactly like that.
try
like,
to get the last word type of shit.
yeah, which is like stupid because even then, like everybody knew that I couldn't do nothing about it, or else I would get in trouble with the cops and shit. And like that same day, the cops came to the school because they heard my name. and they were like, "Oh, what did he do? Whatever, whatever." Nothing. Like I did nothing at all. That was the craziest part. And it was funny because like that's when I realized some shit that happens at like school fights, they don't really know how to fight yet, and it's like the putazos they throw, like they think they're throwing them hard
I
as
mean,
fuck. And
even
it's like,
at this fight,
wow.
this guy literally like started off by kicking this fool. Like, I don't know. For me, it's like if you're gonna kick him, you're gonna kick him. Like this fool's like tapped his leg and shit. Like if you like, I've seen people play footsies rougher than that. Like, boy, you're at a
Facts.
soccer game and that's how you finna kick this fool. Like,
No
come
wonder
on.
your son couldn't make that goal type shit.
I would
But
have hit him with that one.
I mean, I would rather watch like young people fight in a way.
Let's not talk about people fighting. People are gonna be like, okay, you guys are over here talking about putting people in a cage and like real
Some
spooky.
backyard shit.
No, seriously. Let's leave it at I wanted to say spooky, but at that point it just got violent. So let's go ahead and leave it at that. If you guys have ever seen a fight that was funny, go ahead and tell us what happened. If you heard something during a fight that was hilarious, let me know. If you guys were getting into spooky season, if you guys want to drop something in the Google form, a spooky story, something you felt, something you've heard creeping at night, any folklores that you have in wherever you're from, go ahead and drop that in the Google form. And it's 100% anonymous. You can go ahead and put your dreams in there. We'll read the dreams on the podcast. You guys can ask for advice. You guys can go ahead and just talk shit to us. Let us know what you liked about the episode. If you have a comment on something that we've said, go ahead and drop that in the Google Forms. If you do answer the questions on our Spotify, those are not anonymous. Those I can't see who replies, but you guys are hilarious on there. Nobody will ever know who it's from. I will take that with me to my grave. Go ahead and reply on those. Know that you can do it with confidence. If you're listening to us on YouTube, go ahead, like, comment, share, subscribe. Do whatever the fuck you do on YouTube. Do it. If you guys are listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, drop a rating. Rate us 5 stars. Put a review in there. You guys can go on our Instagram, TikTok. Simply by going on our Instagram alone, you can find everything from the podcast there, whether it be our links, our stories, our replies. Go ahead, follow us on Instagram. Get everywhere you need to get from there. And yeah, so anything to say to these spooky group of bitches?
Nothing other than
You're
yeah,
gonna be
just
like, bitch, we're not even in spooky season yet. Chill.
like you said, spooky season is coming up, so drop in all the fucking brujeria your tias have done on the fucking pod. You know what I'm saying? What they done to get them terrenos back in Mexico, type shit. Like, we want to hear all that shit. Anything scary, like
They put a cloak on themselves to freaking to make it over the border and shit, like a Harry Potter cloak.
right? Anything you guys, anything you guys have, like anything spooky, we will go ahead and put some of the spookiest ones we can find and some of the funniest ones we can find on the podcast.
We'll drop a scary ghost story every week. Well, we're gonna get into the holiday spirit, guys. So
You guys just
be
drop
ready.
in your guys' comments, your guys' stories. Like she said, anything you guys do like, don't like. Spooky season is coming, so if you guys want to drop in your guys' best costumes or costume ideas, just so
Ooh,
anybody
that's
out
cute.
there being couples or even single people can get a new idea, something new, something exciting.
Don't gatekeep, y'all. Do not gatekeep.
For real.
But that being said, this is your lovely, amazing, spectacular, spooky host, Ale, from Sin Vergüenza.
And this is your unassigned yet co-host.
Okay. Part-time.
Part-timer.
Part-time. Don't get too excited, y'all. You don't get too excited. But yeah, so other than that, that's it. So peace out, bitches.
No tienes vergüenza, mami. Baby, quiero ser el río de tu Tokio. Chingamos en la casa de papel sin negocio. Esta vida nunca se acaba la fiesta. Comiendo